Good day. So this is Sam, the maths tutor. I would like to continue our work on common logarithm, and we have taken it a bit further. This most likely might be our last class on this. Taking it a bit further on how we can use calculator to evaluate this number. We are using calculator to find the logarithm value instead of using our logarithm table to find the logarithm value. I must emphasize at this point that the logarithm table is usually more accurate than using calculator. But in a case where there is no logarithm table around you, you can use calculator with some principles and instructions here and there, and with carefulness, you can still get relatively close answer to what you would have gotten if you use your logarithm table, or in some cases exactly the same answer. So we're diving into it now. So we are evaluating square root of 0.2514 raised to power 2 times 2.005, all divided by 0.3927 raised to power 1 over 3. So that's what we are evaluating. So we have number and we have logarithm. So we have 0.2514 raised to power 2. You need to get the logarithm of this figure. So as we know, find the characteristics first by counting how many steps the point is from after the first tangible number. The first tangible number is 2. So if we count from there to after 2, we have 1 step. And we must also take note that this figure is less than 1. Therefore, our value is 1 bar point. So we need to get the characteristics. We need to get the mantissa. We have gotten the characteristics. We need to get the mantissa or the decimal. You can also call it the decimal. And we do that from our calculator instead of using the logarithm value. Must take note at this point that whatever answer we are getting from the calculator, we must evaluate to 4 decimal places. 4 decimal places. Because the logarithm value gives every answer to 4 decimal places. So as we also evaluate this, we must also evaluate to 4 decimal places. So how do we do this? We press log. We only use the decimal part of the figure. The decimal part of the figure. So you can just press log 2514. Log 2514. Log 2514. So let's see what it gives. It gives 3.40036. Now we don't need the whole number there. The whole number 3, we don't need it at all. We only need to take the decimal figure. And the decimal figure we are taking it to 4 decimal place, just 4 figures. So if we have a fifth figure, like in this case, we have a fifth figure, which is 6. After the point, the first 4 figures are 4003. Now, we have 6 after 3. To ensure that we put our answer in 4 decimal place, we round up the 6 to 3. We round up 6 to 3. So it will be 4004 because we are rounding up 4004. So the logarithm value is 4004. So To square this, we have established previously that if we have power, we multiply. So I'm multiplying by 2. I'm multiplying by 2. So let's evaluate our multiplication. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 4, 8. And 2 times 1 bar is the same thing as 2 times minus 1, which is minus 2. So we have 2 bar points. So we have 2 bar points, 8008. Now, we go to the second digit, which is 2.005. Now, we want to get the characteristics of 2.005. Now, the point is already after the first tangible number. The first tangible number here is 2. So the point is already after it. That means our characteristics is 0, because if we convert this to standard form, the power of 10 will be 0. So we have 0 points. So we are checking up using our calculator to find the characteristics. So we just pick it up from, we're finding the logarithm of 2005. So log 2005. So we have here 3.30211437. So like I said initially, we discard the whole number. We only need the decimal figures. And the decimal figures, we are taking it to 4 decimal place. So if we take it to 4 decimal place, we have 3021. The figure after 1 is 1. So if we round up 1 to 1, that means we are rounding down, so it will still be 3021. So the logarithm value of this is 3021. Now I need to explain something. If you notice, when we're finding the logarithm value for 0.2514, we only took the decimal point, which is 2514. We discarded the 0. Now, over here, I didn't discard 2. And why did I not do that? I didn't discard 2 because the significant figure is for the second value is 2005. The significant figure is 2005. For the fourth value, the significant figure is 2514. For numbers less than 1, or the 0.3 something or 0.05 something like that, the initial zeros are regarded as insignificant. So in 0.2514, the initial zero is insignificant, so we only find the logarithm of the significant figures, which is 2514. But here, the significant figure starts from 2005. So the logarithm of 2005 is what we use our calculator to get, which we will only write the decimal part of the figure to 4 decimal place. So we move ahead. We have gotten the logarithm value of 0.2514 raised to power 2, and we have gotten the logarithm value of 2.005. So they have multiplication in between from the question. We have multiplication. So since it is multiplication, we had the figures. So we add them, addition. So we sum the figure. 8 plus 1 is 9. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 3 is 11. We keep 1. So we now have 1 plus minus 2 plus 0. Let's write this. The remainder is usually added. Let's take note of that. So we have 1 plus minus 2 plus 0. Because of having two signs follow each other, I put this in a bracket. So this will multiply this. So I then have 1 minus 2 plus 0. 1 minus 2 is minus 1 plus 0. The answer will be minus 1. And minus 1 is the same thing as 1 bar. So my value here is 1 bar 0.1029. So go to the denominator, go to the denominator. So our denominator is 0.3927 raised to power 1 over 3. The power is 1 over 3. So if I get the characteristics of 0.3927, I'm counting how many steps the point is from after the first tangible number. The first tangible number is 3, so it is one step away from after 3. So that means my characteristics here will be 1, but 1 bar, because the V value is less than 1. So I have 1 bar point. I need to get my characteristics. So I've gotten my characteristics, sorry. I need to get my mantissa. I will get that from the calculator by finding the logarithm of 3927. Logarithm of 3927. So like we have always done, we will discard the whole number. The whole number here is 3. We discard the whole number. We only need the decimal figure, which we will take to 4 decimal place. So we have 59406. To 4 decimal place, we'll be rounding up 6 to 0. So that will be 5941. 5941. So that's our logarithm value here. 5941. We have a power here, which is 1 over 3. Our power is 1 over 3. And when we have power, we multiply. So our value is 1 bar 0.5941. We are multiplying by 1 over 3. We multiply by the power 1 over 3. So if we multiply this, 1 bar 0.5941, we multiply 1. So we eventually have 1 bar. I need to rub off something so that I can have enough space. So I have 1 bar 0.5941 times 1 over 3, because it is power we multiply. So if I multiply this, I have 1 bar 0.5941. The numerator multiplies the numerator here. So 1 bar 0.5941 will be multiplied by 1. So I still have 1 bar 0.5941 in the numerator divided by 3. So that means 3 is dividing this figure, and that's division of bar. So the divisor is 3. I will look for the multiple of 3 that is greater than 1. The multiple of 3 that is greater than 1. 3 is the first multiple, so I can use 3. I put a bar on it. I write point. Then I do 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Not 3 minus 1 bar. 3 minus 1. 2. Then I write this decimal figure. 5941. Divide this side by 3. I also divide this side by 3. So I'm sorry, this should be points. This should be addition, not points. Addition. So if you have any issue with multiplication and division of numbers with bar, please check the previous video we have made. You will see a video on 4 basic operation for logarithm of numbers less than 1. In that video, you will be able to learn how we add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers with bar. So from here, 3 divide 3 bar. This is division. 3 divide 3 bar is 1 bar. Plus 3 divide 2.5941. You can use your calculator to divide that since it doesn't carry any bar. It's only values that carry bar we cannot multiply. So since 2.5941 did not carry bar, you can use calculator. 2.5941. You must just be careful that whatever answer you get, you must write to 4 decimal place. So 4 decimal places. So I have 0.8647, 0.8647 exactly in 4 decimal places. 0.8647. So I have plus 0.8647. Let's confirm that. Yes, it's correct. So we add the whole number part of the two digits together, the whole number part. So my answer is 1 bar 0.8647. 1 bar 0.8647 is the value here. So I have 1 bar 0.8647. I've gotten my answer for the numerator. I've also gotten my answer for the denominator. So I transfer both of them to the next column. So I have 1 bar. The answer for the numerator is 1 bar 0.1029. For the denominator is 1 bar 0.8647. So I'm subtracting since they are dividing each other. I'm subtracting numerator over denominator, that's division. So I'm subtracting. So if I subtract 9 minus 7 is 2. I cannot take away 4 from 2. I need to borrow. So I can't borrow from 0. So I will borrow from the next digit, which is 1. So the 1 turns to 0. Then the 0 turns to 10. I take 1 from the 10. It remains 9. And I take 1 here. 12 minus 4 is 8. Then 9 minus 6 is 3. Then I have 0. I can't take away 8 from 0. So I need to borrow from 1 bar. If you borrow from 1 bar, you'll be left with 2 bar. I've explained this concept. Since we are taking 1 from a negative figure, what will be left is the next negative figure less than that, which the next negative figure less than minus 1 is minus 2. So I take 1 from that, I bring it here, distance to 10. 10 minus 8, I have 2. Then I have, lastly on this column, I have 2 bar minus minus 1. So I have 2 bar minus minus 1. Let me arrange that properly. That would be minus 2 minus minus 1. Because of two signs following each other, I put that in a bracket. So this sign will multiply this sign. So minus 2 plus 1, which is equal to minus 1. So the answer is 1 bar. So I have 1 bar point. So now, let me rub off to create space here. So now, we need to look at, we have gotten the answer. I've gotten the answer, so we just need to take. I've gotten the answer for the numerator and the denominator. All of the answer for the numerator and the denominator give this value, but we have square root on everything. And when we have root, we divide. So square root we divide by 2. Divide by 2. So I'm dividing 1 bar 0.2382. I'm dividing it by 2. So from here, I have 2 bar. I'm looking for the multiple of 2 that is greater than the whole number here. Multiple of 2 greater than 1. That is 2 itself. I put a bar on it. Plus, I do 2 minus 1. I have 1. The intention is to find 2 other numbers, one with the bar, one without, that can replace the number here. And that can also be easily divisible by 2. So 2 bar plus 1 is the same thing as minus 1. So we have replaced it, and I write the decimal point part 2382. Divide both of them by 2. Divide this side also by 2. 2 divide 2 bar is 1 bar. Then I will use my calculator to divide 1.2382. We use calculator to do that. 1.2382. 1.2382 divided by 2. I have this value 0.6191 already in 4 decimal points, so I write it 0.6191. I have 0.6191. Add the whole number parts together, so I have 1 bar 0.6191. So the answer here is, we'll just write it down here, 1 bar 0.6191. Then I find the anti-logarithm of this figure. Find the anti-logarithm. So if we want to find anti-logarithm, we do the same thing. We only use the decimal parts. We only press the decimal part in our calculator. Only the decimal part. So only the decimal parts, but I will replace the 1 bar. I will replace the 1 bar with 0. So I'm looking for the logarithm value of 0.6191. That's what I will do on my calculator. Anti-logarithm value of 0.6191, because this 1 bar will serve a different purpose. So you will press anti-log of 0.6191. You can do that at all times. Anytime you have a number to find its anti-logarithm value. So just replace the whole number by 0. Then the whole number will still take its place, but to get our anti-logarithm value from the calculator, we do it like that. We find the anti-logarithm value of 0.6191 in our calculator. So anti-log, that is shift log. Then I press 0.6191. So equal to our 4.1601. Don't forget 4 decimal place, 4.1601 to 4 decimal place. So I write my answer 4.1601. Then times 10 raised to power the whole number here, which is minus 1. So times 10 raised to power minus 1. So in ordinary form, it will be 0.4160. That's our anti-logarithm value, 0.4160. Let's confirm if our answer is right or wrong by pressing the figure on our calculator as it is. Pressing the figure on our calculator as it is. So we have square roots, our fraction. So 0.2514 square times 2.005, then we have 0.3927 raised to power, you change the power to fraction, 1 over 3. 1 over 3. So let's see our answer. 0.4159. 0.4159. If we approximate the 9 to 5, you will notice it's 0.4160. That implies we are correct. So we go to a second example. So we're using logarithm table to evaluate cube root of 0.5915 times 392.8 raised to power 3, all divided by 39.436 times 12.03 raised to power 3. So we write number, and logarithm. So our figure is 0.5915. We need to get the characteristics of the figure 0.5915. As you can see, the number is less than 1. So we need to count how many steps away is the point from after the first tangible number. So over here is 1 step away. So we have 1 bar here since the number is less than 1. We are using calculator, so we use our calculator to find the logarithm of 5915. So log 5915 0.7719. 0.7719. So behind 0.7719 we have 5. So we need to round up 5 to 9. So like I've always said, we only take the decimal of this digit, which is 7719, then we have 5. So we're rounding up 5 to 9. So if we round up 5 to 9, the 9 will become 10. So we have 0. Then the remaining one will be added to the next digit. 1 plus 1, which is 2. So the value here is 1/.7720. So we have a number with a bar to divide. I've emphasized that we don't do this in our calculator. For basic operation of any number that has a bar cannot be carried out on the calculator because it will be wrongly evaluated. So we need to use our division of bar method. And how do we do that? We'll find a multiple of 3 that is greater than the number here. Multiple of 3 greater than 1 bar, or greater than 1. Multiple of 3 greater than 1. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, and so on. Multiple of 3 greater than 1 is 3. So we have a bar on it, plus 3 minus 1 is 2.7720. We are dividing all by 3, so we'll divide this side by 3, and we'll divide this side by 3. So 3 divided 3 bar is 1 bar, plus 2.7720 divided by 3. We can evaluate that with calculator. 2.7720 divided by 3 is equal to 0.924. So we have 0.924. We write all answers to 4 decimal places, and this is in 3 decimal places. So to make it 4 decimal places, we add 0 here. So we add the 2 whole numbers together. We add them. So we have 1 bar, then the decimal part 9240. So the division of this by 3, and didn't put the cube root. So we need to write 3 there. The division by 3 is equal to 1 bar 0.9240. Therefore, move to the next digit, which is 392.8. 392.8. 0.8 raised to power 3. So, to find the characteristics, 392.8. How many steps? 1, 2 away from the standard form point position. 2 steps. So we have 2 points. Now we take the logarithm of 3928. Log 3928. So we only use the decimal of the figure to 4 decimal place. That will be 5941. 5941. We discard the 3 and use the decimal. So if we do that, we have 5941. The number after that is 7. So 7 will be rounded up to 5941. That implies 5941 will become 5942. So we have 5942. So over here we are multiplying by 3 because we have power. I'm multiplying by 3 in power. When we have power, we multiply. So we can use our calculator to evaluate the multiplication since it doesn't have a bar. So we have 2.5942 times 3. 2.5942 times 3. So this is equal to 7.7826. 7.7826. So I will write the answers we have for the two figures on the next column. 1 bar 0.9240, then 7.7826. All, so we're evaluating. So these are the figures. The sign in between them is multiplication. So when we have multiplication, we add. So if we're adding this, 0 plus 6 is 6, 4 plus 2 is 6, 2 plus 8 is 10, remainder 1, 1 plus 9 plus 7 is 17, remainder 1. Then over there, the remainder, the leftover will be added. So we have 1 plus minus 1 plus 7. Because we have two signs here following each other, I put this in a bracket. So this will multiply this. Plus times minus is minus, that is 1 minus 1 plus 7, which is equal to 7. So we have 7 here. So we then forgo to the denominator. In the denominator, we have 39436. 39436. So 39.436, not 39436. So we get the characteristics of that. How many steps away from the standard form position? 1 step away. 1 step away. So that, and the number is greater than 1. That is 1 point. So we're checking the logarithm of 39436. This is 5 numbers. So on our logarithm table, we usually have 4 numbers so that we can do 39 under 4 different steps. So since we have 5 numbers, we need to round up the 5th to the 4th. So it becomes 3944. So we are checking the logarithm of 3944 on our calculator. Log 3944 is equal to 0.5959. And as we have always done, we only take 4 numbers from the decimal parts, the first 4 numbers. And in a case where we need to round up, we round it up. So we have 5959. The number after 5959 is 3. Therefore, 3 is a number we round down, so our answer here is just 5959. And that is all about that. It doesn't have any power, it doesn't have any roots. So we go to the next digit, which is 12.03. If you are the following, you will notice the characteristics here is 1. Characteristics is 1, so we have 1 here. So we are checking the logarithm of 1203 on our calculator. Log 1203. That gives 3.0802. So we only take the decimal part, 0802. The number after 0802 is 6. 6 is a number we round up, so we round up 6 to 2. If we round up 6 to 2, 2 will turn to 3. Then we have 0803. So, therefore, I have 0803. This carry a power 3, so we are multiplying. So, times 3. We can use our calculator to do this multiplication because it doesn't have a bar. Anytime the number does not have a bar, calculator can be used for evaluation. But whenever there is a bar, we don't use calculator. So we are multiplying this by 3. We have 3.2409. So the answer here is 3.2409. I will take the two answers from the denominator that I've gotten, take it to the next column. There's the first one. So we have 1.5959, then 3.2409. And we have multiplication in between them over here. That means we are adding addition. So since they don't have a bar, we can use our calculator to evaluate. So we have 1.5959 plus 3.2409. So from here, we have 4.8328. 4.8328. 4.8328. 4.8368, not 28. 4.8368. So that is the answer for that. Now, the answer for the numerator is 7.7066. I transfer it to the next column. And for the denominator is 4.8368. In that, this is numerator over denominator. That is division. So we are subtracting. So we are subtracting these values. And since there's no bar here, we can use calculator. So we have 7.7066 minus 4.8368. We have 2.8698. 2.8698. So we are using our logarithm table. We are using our calculator to find the anti-logarithm of 2.8698. And how do we do this? We do this by changing the whole number. The whole number here is 2. This whole number, we change it to 0. So instead of finding the anti-logarithm of 2.8698, we find the anti-logarithm of 0.8698. So anti-log, shift log 0.8698 That's 7.4096. 4096. After the point, the number after 4096 is 8. So we round up 8 to 6. That becomes 7.4097. 7.4097. So we have 7.4097 times 10 raised to the power of the whole number here, which is 2, times 10 raised to the power 2. If we evaluate this standard form, if we evaluate it to ordinary form, we have 740.97. You can decide to leave your answer in standard form. You're absolutely correct if you do that. So this is the solution. Now we go ahead to confirm if our work is correct. How do we do this? We press the number as it is on our calculator, then we evaluate. So we have cube root of 0.5915 times 392.8, 392.8 raised to power 3. Then we go to the denominator, 39436, 3.436 times 12.03 raised to power 3. 12.03 to the power of 3. So what do we have from here? 740.98. That's relatively close because we have 740.97. So 740.98 is correct. So that means all we have done on this is absolutely correct. Thanks for taking your time to check out this video. If you have any question, you can paste it. I will be available to attend to your questions. Thank you.